Hi everybody, welcome along to our expert in the house Redox Breakthrough webinar tonight. I am Julie Watts, I'm a Diamond Executive with ASEA, and hopefully tonight you're about to hear about an incredible product. So I'm going to turn my video off so that it doesn't get in the way of the screen, and we will get started. Okay, so as I said, welcome along to tonight's Redox Breakthrough. And before we get started, I just need to say that ASEA and RENU 28 are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure or prevent any disease or medical condition. They simply empower the body to heal itself naturally the way it was meant to. Many of us haven't really thought about the cells that make up our body since high school or college science classes. Yet these cells are the basis of our health. Tonight you'll hear about a product that significantly increases the efficiency of communication signals between our cells, which improves cell damage detection, cell repair and cell replacement. ASEA simply helps the body to heal itself. So, introducing ASEA REDOX. It is 10 to 15 years ahead of its time. It's true cutting-edge technology. It's a complete new category of science. Your doctor may not even know about it yet because it's not taught in medical schools. Less than 1% of the population actually know about ASEA or redox molecules, and it was once thought to be impossible. So, to get started, I just want to give you a little bit of my ASEA story so you know where I'm coming from when I talk about the product. This is a picture of me, but it was 18 years ago, so it was something that I had a long time ago, and obviously you can see the treatment that I had for that. Prior to that, I had a lot of abnormal cells on my skin that I had to have removed, and this treatment actually damaged my immune system very badly, and I was told that these issues on my skin were going to get a lot worse. I didn't think that was possible, but they definitely did get a lot worse and just kept coming. And the reason I am actually involved in ASEA was this photo. So this was the very last actual medical treatment that I had for my skin. I put this picture on Facebook, and a friend contacted me and said I really needed to know about the RENU 28 gel, which is the ASEA gel. And I literally haven't had an issue with my skin since that day, and that was back in April 2015. And I will be eternally grateful that that person gave me a call and told me about this amazing product. So my health journey to date, I've had a lot of immune challenges, obviously abnormal cells in my breast that had actually spread to my lymph nodes 18 years ago, a lot of treatment for that. I had a huge systemic infection that actually nearly killed me when I was 16. I've had inflamed and aching joints, serious hormonal deficiencies, a lot of sleep challenges, glandular issues, fatigue and autoimmune problems, developed high cholesterol in my early 30s, high sugar levels in my early 30s, abnormal liver enzymes for just as long, chronic back pain and thinning bones. And I do have to say that, you know, ASEA harnesses the power of your own body to keep you well. And I have had a significant improvement in many of these issues and have even reduced my need for several medications just by taking ASEA. But a really big one that happened to me recently, which I'm really happy about, was my bone mineral density test. So this was a recent test that I had. I've had thinning bones for a long time due to having a hysterectomy at age 25 and taking hormone replacement therapy all my life, or since then. And my bones were thinning every single year. My doctor was constantly wanting me to take a drug that builds bone, and I continually refused to do that. And just recently, with no treatment whatsoever for that particular thing, I have had an increase in my bone density. So I have had a 1.8 increase over the last 12 months in my spine and a 1.3 increase in my hip, which is quite significant and of course has reduced my fracture risk by quite a bit. So I'm very happy about that. Every illness starts with a cell. We live and die at the cellular level. When our cells are healthy, we are healthy. Redox signaling molecules found in ASEA are made in every cell in our body every second of every day. They are absolutely essential to life and they are involved in every major body system and function. We have over 100 trillion cells in our bodies and quadrillions of chemical processes take place in our body every second. 300 billion cells are replaced every day and 300 million cells die every minute. So as you can see, we really do live and die at the cellular level and our cells are extremely important. So let's have a look at how our body actually makes redox molecules. The cells and the fluid in between the cells all contain differing amounts of sodium chloride or salt water, saline solution. This is why when you go to hospital, the doctor will use saline solution in an IV drip to either rehydrate you or to give you some medication. Our cells are little bags of salt water and our cells contain something called a mitochondria. And the mitochondria are really, really important. They actually convert our food into energy during something called the Krebs cycle. They make something called adenosine triphosphate, or some of you might have heard ATP. But they have another very, very important role, and it was only recently that scientists discovered that these little molecules that the mitochondria spit out actually do something. These are redox signaling molecules. There's two types. There's a reductant, and they protect the cells by activating our own natural antioxidants. And then we have oxidants that detect, repair, and replace damaged cells by using our immune system. And how does ASEA make ASEA? It goes through a three-step process. It's highly patented, obviously. ASEA are the only people in the world who have the technology to do this. Step one, they start with pristine salt water, exactly the same as found inside our cells, and it goes through the same process that it goes through inside our cells. The salt water is actually broken down into free-floating atoms using a complex electrochemical process, which takes a couple of days. And at the end of that, those atoms are restructured into stabilized redox molecules, exactly the same as the molecules that our cells are making. And that is what you will find in a bottle of ASEA REDOX. The ingredients say salt and water, and that is exactly what it is made from. But I can tell you it does not contain just salt water. It contains trillions of redox signaling molecules. And then, of course, 5 years later, ASEA came out with the RENU 28 gel, which is simply ASEA REDOX in a gel form so that you can apply it to the outside. So our bodies know how to heal itself. They just need the material and the labor to do it. And the materials are the foods and supplements like proteins, carbohydrates, fats, minerals, antioxidants, vitamins, all of those things that we eat or take as a supplement. But we also need the labor to use those things in our body properly, to get them into the cells. And the labor is actually directed by redox signaling molecules. There are two main types of stress that cause illness: oxidative stress and inflammatory stress. And they are also an important part of the body's healing process. They're not always the bad guy, but they definitely are the bad guy when the body does not switch them off when they should be switched off, and they become chronic and cause illness. And this is controlled, again, by redox molecules. So this is a very interesting little scale. So the failure of your immune system to activate antioxidants is called oxidative stress. And this causes things like hypertension, heart disease, Alzheimer's, macular degeneration, osteoarthritis, stroke, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. On the other side of the fence, we have the failure of your immune system to detect, repair, and replace damaged cells. And this is caused by inflammatory stress. And inflammatory stress causes things like asthma, allergies, bowel issues, thyroid issues, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune disorders, cancer, and skin issues. And as you can see from the list I started with previously with my own health, I actually sit very firmly on this side of the fence, and my body was highly inflamed. And one of the things that ASEA does very, very well is reduce inflammation in the body. And that's exactly what it has done for me, which helps me fight all of the things that were going on. So redox biochemistry is one of the fastest growing areas of science in the world today. It might be very new to you and new to a lot of people and new even to your doctor, but it is one of the fastest growing areas of science in the world today. There are already thousands and thousands of studies on redox signaling published in peer-reviewed scientific and medical journals, and over 1,200 books written on redox biochemistry that have already been published. And if you want to see something about ASEA that has nothing to do, or about redox molecules, I should say, that has nothing to do with ASEA, you can actually go to this website, www.pubmed.gov, and just type in the search bar there at the top, redox signaling molecules, spelt with one L, and you will find how many things there are in there written about them. This is the US National Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health. Has nothing to do with ASEA, but what it does do, it shows you that ASEA, the redox molecules in ASEA are actually a real thing, and they do affect the body in many, many ways. You can actually type in redox signaling molecules and whatever it is you want to know about, and you may also find some information in there. I don't pretend to understand it, and I'm sure most of you won't as well, but it's just another way you can have a look at what's going on with redox molecules. The University of New South Wales also now have a lab that is called the Redox Signaling Molecule Lab. So finally, they really are starting to do some study on these things. And as you can see down the bottom, the search results, when I did this search probably a couple of months ago now, there was 1,798 results with redox signaling molecules. So our redox breakthrough. After nearly 2 decades of research and millions of dollars of studies and safety studies, a team of scientists led by an atomic medical physicist actually achieved the impossible. They stabilized redox signaling molecules outside of the body so that we could supplement with them. So before we talk about what ASEA redox is, let's talk about what it isn't, because some people get very confused with this. ASEA is definitely not a vitamin, a mineral, an antioxidant, an exotic juice, an alkaline water, an energy drink, or a steroid. And it is absolutely not a medication. ASEA redox is a cell signaling supplement. It improves cell communication inside cells and between cells. It activates our own natural antioxidants, and it improves gene signaling in some genetic pathways, which is truly amazing. And it simply helps your body heal itself. Your body is the most complex communication network. And it's a bit like having a house on fire, having a great cell signal, being able to call the fire brigade and give them the address. They come, they put the fire out, and the house doesn't burn down. But if you don't have a good cell signal, what happens? You can't call the fire brigade and the house burns down. And sadly, that's actually what's going on inside our bodies today. And we do have a very big missing link, and that missing link is actually redox molecules. And ASEA is the only place in the world where you can get these molecules right now. And it's very important to understand that our own natural redox signaling molecules actually decline with age. Babies are born with lots of mitochondria, healthy mitochondria, making lots and lots of redox molecules. But by the time we get to puberty, they start to decrease, and they decrease by 10% per decade. And of course, we make a lot less when we're 80 or 90 years old, and we do not heal very well. And one of the reasons for that is our lack of redox signaling molecules. When an elderly person starts to take redox signaling molecules, you can actually notice the difference. So if science says that we lose about 10% of our ability to produce redox molecules each decade from puberty, what if we have 100 trillion cells? By the time we are 50 years old, close to half of our 100 trillion cells can't protect or repair themselves anymore. Just think about that. We have 100 trillion cells, and by the time we are 50 years old, close to half of those 100 trillion cells can't protect or repair themselves anymore. This is the reason everybody needs to supplement with redox molecules. And this is a normal aging process. But what if we're making even less today? Sadly, that's the case. With stress, environmental factors, the food that we eat, not just the junk food, the chemicals on the boxes in our cupboards, and even the fresh fruit and vegetables that we buy in a supermarket aren't actually fresh. They've taken a long time to get there. This is causing our cellular healing processes to become slow and sluggish. Imagine this, at age 50, approximately 50% of our cells are actually really healthy and able to detect damaged cells and repair damaged cells. Age 60, 40% of our cells are healthy. 70, 30% of our cells are healthy. And by age 80, we're lucky to have 20% of our cells that are really healthy and able to detect, repair, and replace damaged cells. Just look after themselves. And this is why aged skin starts to look like this and like this. And I have seen amazing things with the RENU 28 gel used on these sorts of issues. It's pretty incredible. Have you ever known anyone that does all of the right things and just can't get well? You can eat a perfect diet, take as many great supplements as you want and even medications, but they won't make a difference to trillions of your cells depending on your age unless you have enough redox molecules. So why aren't we getting any better? You would think today, with the science that we have, that things should be getting better, but our world is not getting better. There are so many diseases that are actually on the rise. Pharmaceutical drugs generally treat symptoms. They don't look at the root cause of anything, but a balanced set of redox molecules helps your body deal with issues right at the root cause of the problem. Our bodies break down. Your own body right now, this minute, is breaking down in one way or another. We all are. The reason these breakdowns happen is actually very simple. The body actually stops responding to instructions from genes. And redox signaling molecules play a huge part in gene expression and regulation. And there was a genetic study done by this large genetics lab called Derrick Laboratories in America. And it actually showed that ASEA has been scientifically proven to increase the signaling in 5 important genetic pathways. The signaling increased by 20 to 31%. 20 to 31%. That's not a little amount. And it was in the areas of immune system response, inflammatory response, cardiovascular health, digestive health, hormone modulation. So it activates the immune system. It reduces inflammation and enhances immunotolerance. It activates vascular health maintenance and elasticity, reducing heart disease. It increases enzyme production and improves gut health, and it activates hormone pathways. So this is actually the study results. And you can see the pink line is the placebo. And the placebo they actually used was the saline solution that ASEA is made from prior to it going through its molecular change. So you can see that over an 8-week period, all of the people on the study had a 20 to 31% increase in the gene signaling to the genes that they tested, 5 specific genes they tested. And the people taking the saline solution had no change whatsoever. But this is really exciting. EGR1 is one of the genes that they tested, and EGR1 actually influences 15 additional genetic pathways in our body. Actually shows me why I see in myself, as well as many other people, the things that happen to them when they take ASEA. This one gene explains quite a lot, let alone the other 4. So one is a serotonin receptor. Serotonin is a feel-good hormone. Circadian rhythm, sleep-related. Human thyroid stimulating hormone signaling pathway. Insulin signaling. And the really big one is the NRF2 pathway. It has to do with antioxidant health. Oxidative stress is the #1 health risk factor we all face today. And the NRF2 pathway is critical for the production and activation of your own body's master antioxidants, glutathione and superoxide dismutase. And ASEA REDOX studies have shown a 500 to 800% increase in production and activation of glutathione. Now, this doesn't happen to everybody, of course. Your body is adaptogenic, so it doesn't do it unless you need it, but it has the capability of increasing your own natural antioxidants by 500 to 800%. So ASEA Redox supplement is actually scientifically proven to regulate that feel-good hormone serotonin, to reduce anxiety, to regulate a healthy sleep cycle, to reduce inflammation, to signal healthy insulin production, to support thyroid function, to regulate hormone reception, lower LDL cholesterol, improve enzyme production and gut health, increase production and efficiency of antioxidants, increase endurance, increase metabolism, decrease our risk factors by reducing oxidative stress, maintain vascular health and arterial elasticity. It has zero toxicity, no matter how much is taken. And it is 100% safe for people of all ages to take. Who wouldn't want to be taking ASEA? So what are the experts saying about ASEA? Anne-Louise Gittleman, First Lady of Nutrition in America, has written quite a few books, and her last book she actually talked about redox molecules. And she says, ASEA, in my humble estimation, is the greatest advance in lifestyle medicine, which harnesses the power of your own body to keep you well. It's one of my favourite sayings with ASEA, because that's exactly what it does. It actually harnesses the power of your own body to keep you well. And of course, this is the lovely Dr. Gary Samuelson, the atomic medical physicist, who actually stabilised these molecules so that we could supplement with them. And he says this technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health we have ever seen. ASEA is also scientifically validated, if you're wondering about that. This company is called Bioagilitics, and they actually certify that ASEA Redox supplement and RENU 28 contain active redox molecules. This is a very large company. It provides services and research to a lot of pharmaceutical and biotech companies in America, and it would absolutely not say that ASEA contained redox molecules if it did not. ASEA is the only place in the world where you can get these two exclusive breakthrough products. ASEA Redox supplement, which is cellular health from the inside out, and of course the RENU 28, which is cellular health from the outside in. It was the first product that I used in the ASEA range and got me hooked straight away. Unbelievable. It's 100% safe, non-toxic, and it's not natural. It's actually native to the body, because we actually make a strawberry is natural. ASEA is actually native to our body. When we take ASEA, our body knows what to do with those molecules. It's looking for them. So let's talk about RENU 28 for a minute. It really is the most advanced anti-aging skin therapy ever brought to the market. Simple, safe, proven, affordable, and effective. And it's cellular health from the outside in. These are the products in the range, and these two actually contain redox molecules. So we have the RENU 28 Revitalizing Redox Gel, and it's an all-over body gel. It's not just for the face. And then we have the Intensive Redox Serum, which, just like anything, is more intensive and contains in a smaller tube more redox molecules. And then we just have a very nice Gentle Refining Cleanser and the Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. Both beautiful natural products with no nasties, and they're products that I can use, and trust me, I'm allergic to everything. And for the first time in my life, I've actually found a whole skincare range that I can use without any side effects. And while we're on side effects, you need to know that sometimes with RENU 28, you can have some healing challenges on your skin. If that happens, you might find something starts to come out when you start using ASEA or start using the RENU 28. It's just a healing challenge. It just means that it's working on something. It can make some things a little bit worse before they get better. Again, that's just like a detox or a healing challenge. Nothing to worry about. Don't get frightened and stop using it. It will actually get better. So RENU 28 is validated again by science, by Dermatest and Stevens and Associates. And this is what they have come up with. So a 23% decrease in wrinkle depth, 23% increase in skin smoothness, a 20% improvement in elasticity, a visible reduction in redness and irritation, 16% faster skin cell renewal, which is really amazing, But the biggest one is the 50% increase in skin blood flow when it's applied over a couple of days to the same area. This explains why many people report benefits from applying RENU 28 to areas of joint or muscle discomfort. They apply it 3 times in 5 minutes. 95% of people would say they have a reduction in their discomfort after doing this. So you apply it, let it dry, apply it, let it dry, apply it, let it dry, and then rate your discomfort before you use it, and then rate it 10 minutes after the first application. And literally you might be very surprised what happens. The reason that you put it on 3 times is you need to get those molecules in as deep as you can get them in there to deal with the inflammation. So here are some results of RENU 28 on the outside. Skin blood flow, fine lines and wrinkles, these sorts of issues. Great on elderly people's skin, as I said before. Wonderful for veins, stretch marks, also on cellulite. This was a 12-week clinical study with RENU 28 on cellulite, and there was close to 16% improvement in the appearance of cellulite over 12 weeks, pretty amazing. Also helps with these sorts of issues. And the power of longer-term use of RENU 28 is truly amazing. As you can see here, the start, how deep that the dimples were on the face, the scarring over 2 months, and then at almost 5 months, you can literally hardly see them. And of course, with RENU 28, it's easy because seeing is believing. You just have to see what it's capable of, or try it on somewhere that's hurting and see what it's capable of. But imagine, you know, what it can do on the inside if redox molecules are able to do all of that on the outside. Meet my friend Derrick. This was Derrick before ASEA. Derrick was diagnosed with abnormal cells in his urethra, which spread to his bladder and prostate. He was given only one choice by his doctors to remove the organs. Derrick chose to try a high dose of ASEA, and after 6 months, he is now free of his issue, and he still has his organs, and his family always say that you always have a choice, and this is Derrick after ASEA. The other thing that was amazing about Derrick was that the doctors actually told him after his 6 months that he had the blood test results of a newborn baby. All his bloods were perfect. And again, of course, let's talk about Dan Doyle. Most of you on the call, if you know anything about ASEA, you'll know our hero Dan. Dan had a serious illness, and after conventional treatment, he was told there was no hope of his recovery. He was actually introduced to ASEA by a friend in America, and he is now completely free of his health challenge as well. ASEA has helped both of these gentlemen just help their bodies heal themselves. And this is what Dan looks like now after ASEA, with his lovely wife Suzanne. ASEA Redox supplement has a significant impact for athletes as well. It increases endurance and strength, they recover quicker, they repair faster, they increase mental stamina, increase VO2 max, which is the volume of oxygen you keep in the bloodstream. And these are some of our athletes. The young man at the top is Cody Miller, who is a gold medal breaststroke Olympic champion, has taken ASEA through Olympic swims. So obviously it's not a banned substance for athletes. And the gentleman down in the bottom corner is Eddie Hall, and Eddie Hall has been known as the world's strongest man. He actually deadlifted an unprecedented 500 kilograms. So ASEA's mission is to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world, and to be the #1 cellular health company in the world. And we are that at the moment because nobody else has ASEA Redox. So we talked earlier about the materials that we need, the foods and the supplements, and we do need to take supplements today. Our food is not what it used to be, and our soil is not what it used to be. And then, of course, we need the redox signaling molecules for the labour to actually get these things into the cells and use them properly. So ASEA have now introduced ASEA Via. This is a small nutritional line, amazing products, but these are the materials. So these are the materials that we need. The first one is a whole food and micronutrient complex via source. It contains vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, organic superfoods, trace minerals and enzymes, all working together to support your whole system. It's 100% whole food nutrition, nothing synthetic whatsoever, and it contains important cofactor nutrients as well, the nutrients that you need to mix with these vitamins and minerals, etc., so that your body and your cells can actually use them. I have great difficulty taking anything like this normally because I have just one of those tummies, and things like that normally do not agree with me. But I can take these things on an empty stomach and have absolutely no problem whatsoever. They are used by our cells and get into our system very, very quickly. Amazing. The next one is Via Biome, which is a full spectrum probiotic. 16 probiotic strains to repopulate the microbiome, includes prebiotics to feed those probiotics, so they actually stay there. And again, some herbal support to create an optimal environment in the gut to keep the strains there. And the last one is Via LIFEMAX, an active lifestyle and vitality formula. This contains a powerhouse of ingredients shown to support inflammatory response, mental focus, eye health, vitality, and a youthful appearance. This is like the anti-aging pill. So again, we talked about before that we live and die at the cellular level. ASEA is the only company in the world that offers your cells the material and the labour to get the work done. Results. Let's talk about results. Pardon me. It's all about timing. 1% of people can see a difference pretty quickly, but it's 1% of people. Most people will see a change in 90 days. And I personally, I don't allow someone to take a bottle of ASEA. I don't even allow them a month's supply of ASEA. I say if you're not prepared to take it for 3 months, don't start, because it's not fair on the person who introduced you to ASEA, and it's not fair on ASEA, the product, either, because you're changing what's happening in your cells. It doesn't happen overnight. So you do need to give the product time to show you what it's doing. And some people, it can take even longer. With some of my issues that you saw earlier, you know, some of those took 6 to 8 months to start showing me changes, but it did happen. So commit to at least 3 months if you're going to give this a go. How much ASEA should I take? Every case of ASEA includes a 60 ml plastic measuring cup. The maintenance dose is 60 ml twice a day, 5 to 10 minutes before or after food. Literally just don't take it with food. The molecules in ASEA are not digested as such. A lot of them are taken up in all the soft tissue and water pathways in your body. So they get sucked up quite quickly and go to work doing what they're doing. If you have a specific concern, please talk to the person who invited you to learn about ASEA, and they will get an answer for you. So ASEA will help you create the optimal preventative environment in your body. It'll help your body at the most foundational level, which of course is your cells. It will help your body fight any battles that may already be raging somewhere that you might not even know about yet. It'll help you feel better, sleep better, look better, add years to your life and life to your years. And another one of my very favourite sayings with ASEA is, may you never know what you are preventing. And I think that's a very important one. And of course, it would be remiss of me not to talk about the opportunity that this breakthrough offers. We need people to help us get this product to the masses. And breakthroughs create major opportunity, and this is our breakthrough. Imagine having the single greatest breakthrough in wellness, anti-aging, athletics and skincare in your own hands, and having absolutely no competition and no copycats, because that's exactly what you've got with ASEA. And less than 1% of the population know about it. Imagine how many people there's out there left for you to share it with. ASEA have a really high impact and high integrity products. It's a wonderful company to be involved with. This is just a slide from our latest convention, and literally you can see what was happening in 2017 to 2019. ASEA is really on the march and heading in the right direction, and it is the most amazing time to become involved with this company. Here's some key things that you need to know about ASEA if you're considering helping us get this product to the masses. ASEA has reached over $100 million in annual sales. ASEA's goal for 2018 was $100 million US. This was reached in October, so they far outstripped what they were trying to do this year. Global sales are up 50% over 2017. Global enrolments are up 53.2%. Global auto ships are up by 40%. And ASEA is continuing to execute strategies to support massive growth going into 2019. So we really are at the head of something very big. This is once in history timing. A product like this, a new technology, this has never been done before in a network marketing company. No other network marketing company has ever brought a brand new technology, brand new science to the world like this. All companies go through these things. They start with innovation, introduction, growth, and maturity. And ASEA is sitting right here, pre-momentum and post-risk. This company has been around since 2009. There have been people taking the product longer than that. So there is no risk, and we are right at the start of something huge. Now is the time to start thinking about getting involved. So where do you see yourself with our company? As a consumer, if that's what you're here to hear about, then fantastic. I started as a consumer myself. I was a consumer for a long time before I started to share ASEA, but it quickly got out of control, and I ended up building a business, and I'm very, very happy that I have. I've helped a lot of people. So if you want just to be a consumer, get back to the person who invited you here tonight, please, and get started, and please commit to 3 months before you decide what ASEA has actually done for you. This is how I started as a consumer. Then I moved into a part-time builder. I worked full-time in a real estate office the whole time, and I worked my way up to a diamond in this company as working part-time. A lot of people do start this business part-time, and you can earn your family an extra $500 to $2,000 a week doing this part-time. And of course, I have just retired from my full-time job to do ASEA full-time, and a full-time builder can earn $10,000 a week and beyond with this company. There is no limit. It just depends what you would like to do with it. And there is absolutely nothing like making a living while making a difference. And we really do make a difference in people's lives. So if you're here, please consider helping us get this product to the world. So thanks for joining me tonight, and please get back to the person who invited you to this presentation for more information. And I will just stop the recording.